Welcome to part 2. My name's Les Steed.
I'm Marlon White.
And we're going to continue from where we left off. Every time I go on a date, I'm like, well, potentially. I mean, okay, firstly, I think we talked about this before, but like, you get all dressed up. It's kind of like, it actually runs in parallel with getting a job offer.
Yeah.
So a date is basically a job interview.
Yeah.
And you kind of go out and, you're like, and he's like, let's see if I like them and let's see if they like me.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable, at least comfortable with this person or comfortable with the job, then you tend to want to go back there and you tend to think, okay, well, the situation's right for me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy here, so I'm going to maybe see how this goes. And also, if they're particularly brilliant, like, I don't know, if you get like a 50 grand job or not even that, but if I'm not comparing women to jobs directly, but it's a similar sort of process with dating. And, but yeah, I mean, like, for example, when I met my current girlfriend, I was dating somebody else, but it was only like sort of second, third-ish date and, like nothing serious was happening. And I met the girl I'm with now and she just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I found that actually what I want to do is I want to talk to this person more and more.
Yeah.
And I want to get to know her better and the other person faded into obscurity in the meantime. Don't get me wrong, I mean, she's still a lovely person. I don't have anything bad, but I mean, that's what it is. But equally, if I had been in a committed relationship with the first person, then I wouldn't have been going on that date with the second person,
But like every relationship you've gone into or every date you've gone into, you like, oh, this is about a potential partner.
I was engaged to that one that I split up with this time. I wasn't engaged, but I asked her if she'd marry me and she said yes. Yeah. It was a very romantic moment on top of the mountain. And, and as I've discussed multiple times, probably because I talk about nothing fucking else. Yeah, I mean, that really hurt when we had to break up because she was lying to me. I mean, one of them wanted to marry me, but she wanted me to convert to Islam and stay in Indonesia for 7 years, which is something I wasn't willing to do. And I think that, again, it was that 50-50 parallel. You have to have give and take. You have to have equality. And I didn't feel, ultimately, that looking forward into the future, no matter how much it broke my heart to say or admit to, if you can't know 100% that you're going to have that kind of balance, even if it's not necessarily always balanced. I mean, it's the same as a boat. You kind of want to be driving a boat that doesn't wobble around all the time. You'd want, and when oh god, this is gonna be a fucking pathetic metaphor. When the oceans get rough, when the oceans get rough. This is the ASMR part, ladies. It's not just aimed at ladies and gentlemen. If you're feeling nice and cozy, when the oceans get rough in a relationship. Oh god, I hate those. Have you seen? Sorry, going off point right now. Unapologetically so. Like those. Who the fuck is writing this stuff? I've been on Twitter for the last month, so the last 2 weeks, like looking over. One of the criteria I have is the word stab in my tweet deck, right? You would not believe the amount of shit that people write about being stabbed in the heart and stabbed in the back. It's like, if you're going to stab me, if you're going to hurt me, stab me in the heart instead of the back. Goodbye, Matthew. # don't need a mat.
So where is this?
Oh, it's on Twitter, mate. I mean, if you type stabbing and you forget to put any filters on it, yeah, I know, right? Because I'm looking for actual stabbings. I'm looking for sort of, because I'm a journalist. Of course, I'm fucking looking. If it bleeds, time.
It's not the time.
No. This isn't just like my little side hobby where it's like, oh, goody, more
You're
blood.
into stabbing porn.
Blood on the streets. Yes.
Stabbing porn.
No,
word fetish.
That's weird. Yeah, like knife play, that kind of shit. No, I mean there are websites for that kind of stuff. Man, I don't need to search Twitter for that. Not that I would. Anyway, no, but what was it? Yeah, it's just like, oh god, but why do people feel the need to broadcast this kind of shit? He said with a podcast, but like it's like you can talk about stuff, but it's like, and I'm completely 100% in favor of writing whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. But I've never ever liked the idea of like posting my personal shit on Facebook. The most you're gonna get is maybe a picture of I mean, like, I only just posted one of me and my girlfriend. We've been together for like 3 months.
Yeah,
and I only just put that up because I'm like, well, does everyone need to know my shit? Like, and let's.
I don't agree with posting every single thing you do on social media.
Yeah,
I think
we discussed something about this before.
I think I was with my missus for quite some time before I even put that online. I throw up a picture every now and again. I actually went through and actually removed it from my Instagram at the moment.
Why?
Just because we're doing this now and I just like.
So you want to focus on this project more?
Not that I want to focus on. I just want to keep that private section of it private. She's still on my Facebook, but like my Instagram account's open. So
fair enough. Yeah,
I don't want like people kind of prying into what I do with my missus. Like,
and also, ID stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, bollocks to it. We'll make a different account. Fuck it. We'll just do a different account. Anyway, sorry.
So I kind of remove a bunch of personal stuff now for it. But
we're not going to get that famous. Let's be honest. We're going to have like 7 people listening.
Well, just in general. just in general, keep that type of stuff private. I don't agree like broadcasting everything I do online.
Yeah, I think that there's this girl who my ex-girlfriend was friends with, and she would write, it's those cryptic bullshit messages that just make you look immature no matter how old you are.
What do you think about subliminal messages? People used to do that on Facebook.
They still do.
Yeah.
It's, what the fuck is wrong with people? Just say what it goes back to that whole thing we were saying before. Say what you fucking think.
I don't like those subliminal messages. I had like people go like, oh, if I am like no longer like if I'm kind of shying away from you or no longer messaging you anymore, it's because you're bad for business and I no longer like you or whatever. Yeah. And then you're thinking,
oh, well, you got about, and all of a sudden, and like
now you're thinking like, oh, when's the last time I spoke to this person?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, actually, hang on, why do I want to speak to this person now? It's like, I didn't realize friendship was conditional. You can't.
And I'm like, when's the last time I spoke to this person? It's been a month. Oh, am I is this a shot at me?
Yeah,
like, what did I do to you?
Yeah, but the point is that they want you to do that so that you then give them attention. Yeah. It's like you don't deserve the attention. If you want attention, say, "Hey, I'm bored, I'm lonely." You know, like I'm bored. What you up to?
Yeah.
And if I don't reply to you, it's because I'm not bored or I'm doing something else. But you know what? I'll fucking invite you. If you sit there and saying like, "Oh, sometimes the people you care about seeing the most are also the people who don't always ask you." Mm-hmm. That was the fourth wall right there, right? Anyway, so but it's like, well, man, no one's going to ask you if you post shit like that. Twat.
Yeah, I used to hate those. I don't really read people's Facebook.
Oh, I delete them immediately. As soon as I read that shit, gone. Bye.
I don't have time to be reading it really, but I used to hate that.
It's always the girls who used to get pregnant first, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, hold on, are you taking a shot at me? Did I do something to you? Like,
I don't get it. And blokes do it as well. I mean, it's not girls.
Most
everyone does it. Well, I mean, not everyone, just idiots.
Yeah.
And if you are one of those idiots,
fuck you.
Yeah, but also please continue listening. We promise we won't pick on you. It's okay to be emotional, but for God's sake, say what you think.
But it's interesting though with like some people like let the whole entire relationship play out online.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
You see when they get together, you see when they fight, and you see when they break up.
It's like that Kingsman line. It's like, a gentleman's name should only be in the paper twice, when he's born and when he dies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not true because you should be in the paper as much as you can.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. For God's sake, we need somebody to write about.
If anybody's reading papers anymore, but shot fired.
It's alright. I'm working online now. Fuck it.
Good.
And you can find me. It's not like
my manager had a stupid joke one time. He's like, he asked somebody for a newspaper.
Yeah,
and the guy goes, "I ain't got a newspaper. I've got a tablet." So I'm like, "Okay, I use your tablet." Then I gave it back to him. I gave him back his Smash iPad because I used it to smash a fly with.
Oh god, such a dad joke. You can't beat dad jokes, can you? I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. It's like when a dad comes out with a dad joke, you're like, partly out of respect.
Yeah,
you got to give him a bit of love for that. It's all right. Someone's had three whole London prides. Oh, there's no more ale. Tell.
Yeah.
But no, I think with the I don't know. I can't remember what I was saying.
So we're talking about how people like to play the whole like relationship out online.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's I don't know. I find it a bit awkward. I mean, don't get me wrong though. It's useful. If you're trying to find out, I mean, it goes back to what we were saying about trying to find out if they got a boyfriend or not. If they don't say it online, how the fuck should I know that this guy who barely ever mentions there?
Some people, it's weird. I think like
it's almost vindictive.
We're in the era of social media babies. I like to call them because essentially like they think like social media is real life. And I've seen people like, oh, he doesn't post me. That means he doesn't like me, and like he doesn't like my pictures. Like. Stuff like that.
I randomly
like some people get into arguments with like people they're dating just because like they're like you never post me.
My god!
It's like what?
But that's just an extra layer of anxiety that doesn't need to be there.
It's just a complete like bullshit. Like that's not the real world.
Yeah, it's like, and also like if you're monitoring your girlfriend or boyfriend, because I've found in the past like I think every relationship comes to that point where you start to get insecure.
Yeah.
Not everyone. I mean, obviously there are those that don't, but. When I've been feeling insecure in the past, and it happens to everybody, but I get particularly insecure, especially with with the crazy ones, and when things are getting crazy. So, I found that when I went on social media, even though I wasn't actually looking for them, even though I didn't want to know anything, even though, you know, like I was just kind of trying to just pass some time because I didn't know where they were or whatever. I mean, not saying that you have to know, I have to know where my girlfriend is at all times. I'm assuming the hospital, you know, like, but if she's at tennis, great. You know, I don't give a shit. Yeah. I care as long as she's safe. But that's the point though. I mean, like, you know, there are those nights when your partner doesn't come home and they don't tell you why and you freak out. And I think that that's kind of one of those situations where social media adds an extra layer of anxiety because you can then, if you use the track, and one of the things I've done.
When you say it doesn't come home, it means like they've gone out somewhere. Like,
as in, like, they said they'd be home at 12 and they don't come back and it's 3 a.m, you don't know where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, that, she blatantly cheated on me. Blatantly. You know, like coming back in my fucking.
Maybe you should be a bit concerned.
Yeah, no. I mean, like she came back with 3 packed bags and walked straight past me. Fucking cow.
It's like 8 o'clock in whatever. Like, I'm just going to Tesco.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh hell no, my dad did this with some cigarettes. I'm coming with you. Like,
came back 3 in the morning. Oh, Tesco. There's a queue in Tesco at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, 3 in the morning. Yeah. I was just out with the girls. Yeah, I know, but which ambulance do I need to go to ring? I'm so scared and so worried. No, I mean, like, you know, like you care because you're like, and the worst part is for me, I think when situations like that arise, it ain't you. I still feel responsible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember when this girl, one of my ex-girlfriends, ended up staying the night at this guy's house, blatantly cheated on me. I should have dumped her, but I believed her bullshit because I was stupid and in love. But like, I wasn't worried about. I mean, at first, I was a bit upset about the idea that she was cheating on me. But actually, what if the one that really scared me is what if she was in a ditch somewhere? Yeah. What if she was hurt? What if, you know, this guy had drugged her and raped her? What if this, because I didn't know who the fuck he was. And like, you know, I didn't know who she was even hanging out with.
Did she ever admit to cheating on you?
No, and it's something that still bothers me like 9 years later.
So how do you know she actually cheated on you?
It was pretty obvious. There was a lot of rumours going around that she did as well. And also, I mean, like, she was pretty good at lying, and also that was when she started acting really suspicious and started going through my phone and stuff, and when she started going crazy about any woman that I met or talked to. So in other words, she knew that it was pretty. I mean, people change their behaviour when they cheat on you.
Yeah, I heard that's kind of a result of it. Sometimes where people cheat on their partner. And then they start suspecting their partner of cheating on them.
Well, they want them desperately to also.
Or they want they want that to like justify their behaviour. So,
yeah, and then they criminalise you. And the thing is, though, if you're not the one who's been cheated on, you're already dealing with that fact that you feel insecure to start with, and then they push you into. And it has a lot of I mean, that kind of behaviour, like, as someone who's been through it, to be honest with you, both sides, I did cheat on one of my girlfriends once, but I dumped her immediately the next day.
How did you feel when you cheated?
Dirty as fuck.
You feel guilty or?
Well, I mean, in that situation, this is the one who wanted me to convert to Islam, and I'd been thinking about that a lot.
The one in Malaysia?
In Indonesia. And the thing is, though, that I was thinking about it a lot because we'd gone on this big weekend away near the lads, and we'd been riding through the night, and it was like sort of 72 hours on the motorbike. Yeah. And obviously in that time, I've got a lot of thinking time. And I was thinking about the practicalities of the relationship that I was in with this girl, about the fact that, for example, her family would never accept me because I was white and because I wasn't Muslim, and the sacrifices that I would have to make against sort of how, and also what I wanted from my time out there. And and in the meantime, there was this British girl who'd come along, and I'd been showing her the ropes, and she wasn't the best person I've ever met by a long shot. But the fact is that she had a British sense of humour, which I'd missed because I was homesick. I'd been there for like 7 months. Yeah. And it's the subtleties that you miss about, you know, people who share your culture. Yeah. And so I was helping her out. I was like I have a hero complex as well. So, and then these all sound like excuses. The bottom line is I was a dirty cunt who had sex with the girl who I didn't really want to have sex with. And I do regret it. I still regret it. Like 5 years later, I was open with my girlfriend about it. And
you came clean?
Absolutely. Like, because I dumped her. No, because I dumped her. Because I was going to dump her anyway. Basically, the next day I was meeting her. We were going to sit down, we have a talk, and she cried her eyes out, and I felt terrible. But 2 weeks later, I realised, you know, like, I was a bit like, well, I really like this girl.
I find that interesting when men like come clean. What kind of prompted you to do that?
Really? Because well, I mean, I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my life, potentially, or any longer than I have to, with someone who I'm feeling that shame and that guilt.
Because they say, like, technically, if you do find yourself in that situation, you shouldn't like come clean because essentially, reason why is you're sort of alleviating your guilt and kind of making yourself feel better.
I was not.
While the other person feels terrible.
No, I think. Because the thing is that I broke up with her, and then before we got back together, which again in retrospect wasn't the best move ever, but whatever. I mean, it was a rocky relationship from that point onward, anyway.
I don't think it can
ever. Actually, I think it would have been a rocky relationship.
I don't think it can ever be the same again.
No, absolutely.
Once you take away that level of trust, I don't think things can
absolutely.
be the same.
And it was on me to break
you both
that.
Can't look at each other the same way. You could try and make up for it.
I think what happens. You're in a position of guilt.
Yeah, I think whoever cheats is always trying to make up for it.
If they're a good person about it.
And I feel like the other person is always suspicious.
Yeah, and also I think the other person always feels insecure and also like they're not worth something. I think that's hard because I think for me, like when I was cheated on, or let's say that I was cheated on.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is I still feel insecure about that. And I think that also drove a lot of my own insecurities that I then carried on for years.
Yeah.
I also think that, so that's why it was important to me before I got back with her to give her all the facts.
Yeah.
To sit down with her and say, look, I really love you, but I've got a huge problem with this whole becoming a Muslim thing because I'm not Muslim.
Wait, did you consider becoming a Muslim?
I did, but the fact is that I'd have had to go to mosque instead, and I wouldn't have been able to drink, or I would have had to pretend. Oh no, equally, exactly. I'd have had to pretend to be somebody I wasn't, and that's not okay. And I feel that somebody who's with you should be with you unconditionally because of who you are, for who you are.
Do you think you can be in a relationship with somebody from a different faith?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sort of agnostic now. But I think that it depends on how they manage their faith and how their faith will impact you. For example, with this particular relationship, I knew that she wanted me to do it just so that her parents, for her parents in the community, so that they would accept me. And I was like, but I don't want to be accepted on condition.
For sure.
And also, I don't want to sacrifice it became more and more to me than it had to be. But equally, the fact that anything was conditional was really what was what made me want to break up with her. And it was the right decision to make in the end.
Yeah.
And in the end, I realised that she didn't actually respect me at all. She kept me... for 13 months afterwards, the relationship was on and off. But for 8 of those months, she was living in my house rent-free with me. And I was supporting her, really. And going out every day, working my arse off, coming back to her. And she hadn't done that much in the house. She was a bit of a slob. She was not very individualistic. She was a very weak human being. And I felt sometimes that I had bullied her into being back with me, which I hadn't meant to do, but I had.
I think like when it comes to like religion, it's kind of interesting place to be in if you and your partner are from a different religion because
and culture as well.
Yeah, and culture as well. But like especially religion in particular because if your faith kind of teaches that if you don't like convert to this, you're going to hell essentially.
Yeah, in Islam you have to convert to Islam, otherwise you can't marry you. But so there's no leeway.
It's kind of interesting where like you're gonna marry somebody that you essentially believe is going to hell. Like, for not to like correct your. Weird. It's kind of crazy. Like obviously, me and my missus are not that religious, but we're from the same religion, so we don't really have that issue.
I'm not entirely sure what my current girlfriend's religion is, but I know that one of the other girls was heavily Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't believe that she would maybe convert because I'm Church of England originally, and I think that when I was living abroad, being Church of England, because you become a bit more patriotic, a bit more not nationalistic, but a lot more patriotic. So it meant more to me when I was abroad than it would now. Now it's whatever. I've been to church for like 2 years. I mean, parents
I've been for years. It's interesting. Me and my missus are like both Christian Church of England.
Yeah, same.
But like, I'm not really Church of England. I'm more like Baptist. So
fair enough.
It's interesting.
Those are fun. Those services. It's like I went to 1 or 2 of them. They were great.
Depends what kind of Baptist you're talking about. I
was talking about the whole like, oh, praise the Lord, and I was like, fuck yeah.
The one I'm not is not really not that.
Oh, no. I really like that one.
I've been to one of those churches before. There's a lot of entertainment.
Oh god. Yeah. I went to one of this thing called Hillsong, and I got dragged. I was told it was a gig, so I got catfished. So they take me into this concert. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. And they're like, the show's about to begin. I should have known because they weren't giving out booze. They were only giving out sandwiches. And I was like, all right, okay. So I went in there, really like open-minded, being like, yeah, here we go. they started with a fucking prayer and locked the doors. And it was like, so we just want to stop and say, thank you, God. And they did that thing where they don't pray, but they hold their hands out.
Yeah.
And you're like, I feel awkward. And this is like a bunch of white people in a room, all holding up and feeling the damn Holy Spirit. And I was like sitting there, arms crossed as fuck. Honest to God, you couldn't have got water through those arms. And like, I was airtight. And at this point, and then they started getting everyone to come down and convert to Christianity. I felt it was a bit cultish and I didn't like it at all. And then, so I felt very uncomfortable and very British about it, and conservative a bit. And then I felt that, but at one point this priest goes, so if you're standing there, maybe, in the 17th aisle, with your arms crossed quite tight, maybe consider letting Jesus into your heart a little bit, So we're going to read from the Bible and we're going to have another little sing song. Hopefully, Jesus can come to you and, you can find a bit of him in you and maybe, no one's forcing you. Just a shit ton of social peer pressure from everyone around you. And I was sitting there, it's like, I will not yield.
What is your opinion on Christianity?
I think it gets a bad rep because of the Catholic priests and everyone. If you say Catholic priest, it's synonymous with paedophile because they haven't addressed it properly.
Yeah.
I think the church is well behind what it should be. The PR department are shite. But
I think, in terms of Christianity, the Catholic faith is kind of so different from the actual Christianity, really.
I think the concept is a nice one. I think that, but it's like in Good Omens where they're watching where the demon and the angel are watching the crucifixion, and the demon goes, "What do you tell them to do?" And he goes, "Love each other." He goes, "Oh, tough break." But he's right. All that Jesus really did was tell everyone to love each other. I think maybe Muhammad might have been a bit different with his messages, but ultimately it's still based on the same principle of ancient history that's kind of more stories than anything else.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we can't really prove that much of it. I don't think God flooded the world.
The Bible technically only accounts for the last 6,000 to 7,000 years.
Yeah, and also I think that it's a lot of folklore more than anything. I think the Old Testament should be treated as folklore and not taken too seriously. I think that you shouldn't be obeying laws that were written 2,500 years ago because because if you gave a Roman a computer, I don't think they'd know what to do. So therefore, we shouldn't necessarily go along with their level of thinking. I also think the principles behind it, I think the community behind it, and I think that having someone to belong to is fundamental, and I think that it's actually a very good thing.
I tell you, I grew up in the church. Technically, I went to that Sunday school up until I was 16.
No, I did it till I was 12.
Yeah.
I think
it's a good foundation to have in your life. Yeah.
That's what my dad described it as. He said, after you were 12, we didn't give a shit. Because you're adults, you're allowed to make up your own mind. Which I think is, they did the right thing with that. And also, we made some friends. It was nice. It was something to do with the kids on Sunday. Yeah. Fuck it. And you don't have to believe everything that everyone tells you.
Yeah.
But equally, though, I think that if I'd become a more religiously, should we say, I'm not going to say fanatic, but more heavily religious.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would have been as comfortable for others. And I feel that, I don't know. I met someone when I was traveling, and she was like, I was just doing some thinking about myself and my relationship with God. And until then, she'd been really cool, and we thought that she was awesome. Bit of a lightweight, and didn't clock the fact the reason she was a lightweight was because Jesus doesn't like her drinking, apparently. And I think when you start using your religion, or I think that any sort of power over behaviour beyond a simple level of community is not right, and you shouldn't, unless it's breaking the law, obviously, be telling people what they can and can't do with themselves and their own bodies and their own minds.
I've got quite a few relatives that are heavily religious.
Do you feel that it restricts them?
Certain ways, but most people kind of their religion came to them more later on in life.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it depends. Most of my family grew up in the church, and then kind of like I am doing right now, kind of separated from the church, kind of doing my own thing, then came back to it later on after obviously life gets you.
Yeah. me at age 27, 28, 29.
Could happen to me 22. One day. But I do believe in God. But I wouldn't say I don't practice. I'm not practicing.
Well, there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I quite like that expression. And also, I know that in times when I've been really super fucked, I thought I was about to fall off a cliff. I was skiing once, surprising no one. White boy. And I was skiing and fell off. Didn't fall off a cliff, but I skidded, and this cliff edge was a foot away from my skis. I'll tell you what, I was very religious in that moment. I was very religious.
Yeah, I've been in situations where you suddenly turn really religious.
That little moment of I will literally convert to anything.
I think it was definitely a good foundation growing up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that, but I do think though that that's because we've both had the privilege of not being told what to think by that religion. We've simply been given that community aspect. And I think
my mum goes to church every Sunday, but I think from the age of 16, she kind of allowed me to kind of make up my own mind whether or not to go or not. She, up until I was about 15, 16, I was forced to go. I had to go, but then...
What do you think? Sorry, go on.
But after I got to a certain age, it's kind of down to me whether or not I went. So I stopped going. But
what do you think of the concept of sin?
Sin, I think we all sin. I think it's impossible to. That's why I struggled to be a part of Christianity. Struggle to be in religion is because I constantly know I'm sinning. It's so hard not to sin. There's everything. There's
I banned everything that was fun.
Yeah, it's like. Do
you want to try drugs? Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try really hard. Go to church, pray, but that it's kind of like. It's weird. I feel like sort of like a hamster on a wheel. You just never get to go anywhere, sort of thing. It's sort of I don't know. Maybe I was trying to be too perfect.
I remember you at uni, mate.
I think maybe I was trying to be too perfect, and I'm like, cause I know everything's a sin, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try really hard to pray every day, read my Bible.
If you're happy and you know it's a sin.
And then you just walk down the street. I'm like, I'm sinning.
Yeah, it's like, oh crap, I've stepped on a crack. All right, that's me back into the calabashes of hell.
You just done so much now. You're like, oh, just forget it. But I think the issue is I was obviously trying to be too perfect with it, and the whole point is that you're not perfect. That's the whole reason why you need God. That's the whole concept of the religion.
What would you consider perfection to be? Because early on I realised...
So in Christianity, the only person that was perfect was Jesus.
Well, he wasn't.
According to
no, but he wasn't. I mean, think about it. So he went through the not to be too controversial, but he went through a market, threw all the market tables on the floor, right, saying that there's corruption and gambling, right? But I bet you to that guy who's sitting set up that market stall, he spent all day trying to get all his crops, and some dickhead comes in and starts throwing shit around. But, I bet he weren't perfect to him, and I don't think he apologised.
But they explained that in Sunday school as well. It wasn't a sin; it was anger or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a sin.
Yeah, they kind of explained it away that it wasn't really a sin; it was just kind of anger.
It was totally a sin. He was angry enough to go and start fucking shit up and get himself kicked out of a market. That's a sin. If I did that, I'd get arrested. Okay, if I'm getting arrested in this society, and Jesus is definitely doing something wrong.
So anyway, that's what they say pretty much. He's the only person that never sinned.
Bullshit. So, he was a child. Yeah. I'm sorry, but no way in hell did he not shit on at least one carpet. There's no way.
Well, apparently that's what the religion is.
Yeah, but they've also got a very handy gap until he's 32. I'm sorry, but he went through his 20s. As if. And he can turn water into wine. You're telling me that a shepherd boy with nothing to do on a fucking mountainside who can turn water into wine wasn't getting shit-faced hammered from the age of 12? I do not believe you. Yeah. But he could have done it, but he was perfect. Bullshit.
Well,
also, if he was doing that, he was boring.
It's interesting with...
And that's a sin.
It's interesting with the Bible. There's a lot of stuff that was omitted from the Bible, like literally taken out.
The scrolls of Nicaea, was it? Yeah. I don't know. We're about to get done by it. Judas got omitted.
Yeah. Also, he was a disciple. Where's his testament? Where's his...
He did hang himself before we could start writing, to be honest.
He did write it.
He wrote it?
Yeah, he wrote one.
What, before he hung himself?
Yeah.
He had 3 days to write an entire gospel. It probably wasn't that great. But he was really guilt-ridden about things.
He was with Jesus for some time.
His mate's just been sort of hung up, and it's his fault.
He was with Jesus for some time. He wasn't He did that meet Jesus that weekend and then betrayed him.
I don't like the fact that he's a baddie. Yeah. He's not a baddie. He is. So he's
Think about it, Jesus.
If Jesus knew he was going to do it, he's literally a mole that Jesus planted on purpose. Yeah. So he's going to take the fall. He's not actually the baddie. He's
That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Jesus knew from the beginning, from when he met him.
He even gloated about it. He was like, one of you, by the time the cock crows, will betray me. Admittedly, it was. I don't know. I guess I don't really know him that well.
But it's if you knew, Marlon's gonna.
He was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to not invite him to this meal that we're having on Friday. I'm just going to not invite him and just... I mean, it's not like he can find out on social media. You know, I mean, like, he's going to sit there and be like, hey, guys, how you doing? No one out for a drink? Oh, okay, then. We were just staying in with the girlfriends,
it's
apart
crazy,
from Jesus, because apparently he doesn't have one. Bullshit, Mary Magdalene.
Like us and the other guys, like, meeting up, and you're like, oh... I have a premonition that Marlon's going to fuck me right over today.
It's like, shall I invite the guy who I know is going to ruin my wedding? Well, let's just tell that to one of our friends, because he totally did. But like, it was a good birthday. But like, no, you can't. I mean, like, that's a setup. That's like, I mean, I'm not going to. Okay, for example, if I know that you are going to ruin my cake, and as a result of my birthday, it's going to become the most legendary birthday ever, and everyone will remember me as the most amazing birthday party beholder. I mean, obviously it's a very different metaphor, but you know, I'm going to invite you. And like, let's face it, without Judas, you don't get Jesus. Because until then, he's just some religious nut job that's telling everyone he's God in a society where pretty much everyone was saying that anyway. So without the execution, he's nothing.
So I was saying that, like,
admittedly, he just apparently heals the blind, but whatever. Okay.
So I was saying, Judas had his book taken out.
That's mean.
Yeah, so like,
that's mean. I mean, I know that. Yeah, I mean, that's historical. Fuck you.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff. There's even like rumors that Jesus was even married and had kids before he died.
Yeah, and like, why would he not?
Yeah.
Although to be fair, that was really hard watching someone you love go through that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I'm done with.
I don't know. I just think the whole thing. I think that you have to take it all with a pinch of salt. And I think that if any. Like, I realised early on in well, I can't remember what it was, but someone tried to quote scripture at me over an article. It was a review about fucking Star Wars of my first piece, and I fed the troll. And when I say fed the troll, I was drinking and I lost my temper, and I was viciously coming back at him. I was like, "Come on, then, motherfucker, let's go!" And because I have no holds barred when someone's trying to poke holes in my work that I'm proud of, I'm like, "I'm gonna fuck you," and you know, it's like, all right, you want to start that fight? Let's watch, you know. But then he started quoting scripture at me, and I was like, well, how is that ever going to help your argument if you have to then? It's like, but it's the word of God. No, it's not. It's the word of God that was selected, allegedly the word of God that was selected by a Roman emperor like a couple of hundred years, maybe 1,000 years ago-ish. That's not the word of God. That's a selection thereof. It's not. It doesn't work. And that's the problem I had as well with everything. And my brother had... I remember my brother sat there in church and apparently he said, he goes, hang on a minute. And he's quite a staunch atheist. He goes, hang on a minute. This is bullshit. He's never been back to church. Apart from funerals, obviously, because, you know, you gotta. But anyway. Also, how do those old ladies all know the hymns? I mean, there's no practice for the old ladies, and most of them have probably got some level of Alzheimer's when they get to that age where.
Well, I guess if you've been,
I've definitely helped a few of them down the whole, you know. Like,
well, if you grew up in the church from your like a young age,
but I mean, there are hundreds of hymns in those books, and they change them every 5 years.
You probably learned like a good few of them, I suppose.
I don't know. It's my favourite thing about church is listening to all the old people try and harmonise.
I don't think it was with hymns, but we still have to learn like scriptures, and you get given in a frame the scripture. You have to learn it off by heart.
There are some really powerful pieces, like that one from Pulp Fiction, but not just that one. I know that's been popularised, but there was one about my father's house has many mansions, and in those mansions you are welcome, and stuff like that. You know, like they make me read it every time there's a funeral. Or at least I read it at my nan's funeral. I thought it was quite good, actually. I mean, like there's something very powerful about that book. But equally, I just feel that it's just not something you should be using in a contemporary argument. But the morals that, you know, were behind it are definitely something worth bearing in mind, and definitely worth something. But it's the basics. It's don't kill people, because, you know, obviously don't kill people. Don't steal from people, because that's shitty. Well, like, don't cheat on your wife. Again, we've covered that. It's shitty. Like, just don't be a shit. Is basically
the thing, though. Like, it's taught, but like, you don't follow it as a society. Like, people like get killed. Even in the Bible, there's like loads of killing.
God literally tried to make his own favourite guy kill his own son. And then was like, no, don't do it. At the end, I'm sorry.
It's interesting. Some of the tests when you ain't gonna win that
one. He goes from being like something a bit scary, he could smite people, and now he's kind of like, you know,
it's kind of interesting in some of the tests that like God will put people through in the Bible. Like,
I reckon there were a bunch of nut jobs who were sitting there, because I mean, like, you know, if someone tried to stab their son, then like children's services
like
him,
right
in there.
Like literally, God and the devil had a bet, and like, I can't remember the person's name now, but he only serves you because you've given him everything. What if you take away everything? So God's like, you're on. I'm gonna like kill his family. And he still praised him. I can't remember his name now, but yeah.
Who the fuck is that's Stockholm syndrome.
Can you imagine?
That's not praising God. That is Stockholm
syndrome.
Can
you imagine it was me now? You're like, Marlon's a great guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's just murdered my wife.
Yeah, and then somebody
he's still a good guy.
I'm like,
by the end, I'm sitting there rocking away as you kill the cat in front of me.
I go to somebody like, Lev loves me. He thinks I'm a great guy. And then
meanwhile, draining your bank accounts, fucking your wife, murdering her as well.
Somebody goes to me like, Lev only likes you because you're giving him money and whatever. So I'm like, okay.
To be fair, I had a friend like that. He only liked me because he gave him money.
Let's put that to the test. I'm going to murder Lev's family, see if he still likes me.
Yeah, I mean that's some Jeffrey Dahmer thinking right there. There's no way, I mean that's some like
I'm like, Lev, you like me now? Pow, there's one gone.
Yeah. No, I'm just scared shitless of you. That is the only reason I'm going to agree with you, and then I'm going to quietly plot your death. Yeah. And the most gruesome way, I don't know, probably crucifixion, who knows. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be one. Oh yeah, because he's the son of a... I don't know, I don't get it. And like, also, where does that lineage go anyway?
Who?
Like, the whole Jesus lineage thing. It's like, okay, so like, why on earth... What?
I think, actually, no, I don't know. There's like rumours like kind of died out in Africa and all that. But he's meant to be descended from King David.
King David?
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't King David the one who tried to... Oh, it's King Herod that tries to kill him.
Yeah.
Again, not a particularly great time to be alive. It's like, again, yeah, and also, I mean, God is letting all these babies be murdered just to find Jesus. Like, I should know, was it David who gets... Oh, God, who was it? The one who's like... Isn't it David? Who's the one who causes the baby murder? Passively.
Oh, so this is
Old Testament shit.
Yeah, this is Moses.
King of Egypt. Yeah, Moses. That's yeah. All right, but God is saying this is okay.
Yeah. So basically, that's another thing as well. If you heard that story of basically the Jews were trapped in Egypt as slaves.
Yeah.
And basically Moses was like a Jew, so he was like going to Pharaoh, who's his adopted cousin at the time, to like release his people from slavery. So Pharaoh
firstly, how's he getting that meeting?
So Pharaoh...
Right, how is he getting that meeting?
So Pharaoh... Because his adopted cousin is...
his adopted cousin gets him in. So he knows a rich guy.
So no, Moses is the Pharaoh's adopted cousin.
Okay, I'm super gone.
Yeah. So basically, what they were doing is killing babies or something in Egypt. So the Moses' mom puts him into like...
basket,
and then I think the Pharaoh's aunt.
I love the fact that we have zero. Yeah. In 10 minutes, it's us two flicking through, but like, yeah, I've got this one. Don't worry, man, I've got it.
So So I think
Pharaoh can't understand it.
I think the Pharaoh's aunt found Moses and adopted him, and he kind of grew up as royalty.
So he's an adopted baby, but then he identifies more with the Jews.
No, he found out he's a Jew, and I think he killed somebody, and then he kind of runs away and kind of hides out with the Jews.
He's not really the biggest hero. I mean, if I think Superman did that in one of the episodes, and then he ended up getting really fucked over by that.
Yeah, so like now he comes back years later, and the Pharaoh's happy to see him because he's like his cousin, isn't it? So
yeah, but then he turns around. The first thing he says is let all the slaves go because let's completely wreck the economy. I mean, that's a Jeremy Corbyn move if ever there was one.
So it's like,
it got political, even though they said we never would.
So it's like essentially like let my people go, and like basically what God did is harden the Pharaoh's heart.
Why on earth would God do that?
That's
the dumbest fucking... Could you imagine that? It's like your wingman, your major wingman has just gone and fucked you there. It's like this... I mean, come on, that's like me and you going up to like, I don't know, like your boss. That's like you going up to your boss and like, hi, can I have a serious raise because I'm having a family now and I've got a bit of a crisis on the hands. Baby's coming along. I need an extra 10 grand a year. Otherwise I might have to leave you along with the family and everybody else in the room. And your boss, and then me as a wingman coming up behind and being like, hey, buddy, like, we've known each other for a while. I've been kind of not really looking after my people properly. Don't do it. In fact, you know what? Take away their money, the ungrateful fucks. And then and then you be like, yeah, nice one, Les. And me be like, got your back. Yes, God's a shitty wingman at best. At best.
Yeah.
This is where I really hope we get a load of religious pricks being like,
So what
we're gonna what's the Christian version of a fatwa?
I don't know.
Well, we're about to find out.
So he eventually so he does these plagues on like Egypt, like turning the river Nile into blood, the frogs, the lotuses, and all that. Movie, eventually, Pharaoh's like, I'll let you all go, pretty much.
Yeah, but
then at the last minute, Pharaoh decides to change his mind and goes after Moses.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, all
but before that, actually, what made him actually release the Jews?
The kid who got killed.
Basically, God said pretty much he's got to take the firstborn.
Yeah, so there's more baby killing.
I think this is when they did. This is where Passover.
How's that firstborn survived?
I think this is where Passover came about.
Yeah, but how's it? Here's one though.
So basically, you have to put like blood in front, like sheep's blood in front of your door.
Yeah, and you cross over.
Yeah, so like when the whatever,
crosses.
When the angel came or whatever, like take the firstborn. Like if you have the blood in front of your door, you move over. So that's why it's called Passover.
What if you just didn't get the message?
So your firstborn will be dead.
But if you're Jewish, you didn't get the message. You've had a shit ton of slavery, and the reason you didn't manage to paint it in time was because both of you were working nights or some shit. And you come back and the baby's dead. It's like, oh, God damn it! That's all I had.
So the Pharaoh also.
Has God just like been testing you?
Yeah. So the Pharaoh's son died in this Passover.
Well, which door is the Pharaoh supposed to put on? He's got a palace.
Yeah.
A palace. I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of doors for the angel.
After his son died, he's like, oh, let the Jews go. And then after he's like, fuck that, I'm going after them.
Do you find though that the whole religious architecture? I mean, I think since Ricky Gervais did it. And again, I'm not just sort of saying Ricky Gervais is the greatest comedian, whatever, but he kind of did the whole, like, you know, anti-God thing about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And since then, I feel like it got overdone for about 2 years because he did quite well with it.
Yeah.
But since then, it's kind of become, you know, almost a stereotype to, you know, to do that kind of criticism of religion and being like, oh yeah, you know, like blah blah. And I appreciate the hypocrisy in saying that, but how do you feel like? Do you feel that religious beliefs have been marginalised? You know, now to the point whereby they've lost all value, or do you think that religion's going to survive for that much longer?
I don't know. Have you watched the film, like, The Book of Eli? With Denzel
Washington. No, I didn't.
Yeah, where basically they're in a futuristic, like almost post-apocalyptic. Yeah, society, and essentially.
Can't say ask.
Yeah, and essentially, fuck you.
That's my head in it. I can't understand why people. I was talking to somebody about this. I can't understand it.
Yeah,
like I understand you saying ask, because it's double K. Like, you're making it harder than it has to be.
Somebody at my workplace said, ask, and I'm like, oh, Les would have a field day.
Yeah. Just me sitting there. Give me that tablet, I'm going to slap him.
He's from South London as well. But, yeah, so he's basically, this is set in the future where, like, all the Bibles has been burnt and, like, religion kind of doesn't exist anymore. And
I don't think you should burn any books.
Yeah. I'm not saying they should be burnt. Yeah, there've been wars and everything. All the Bibles have gone pretty much, and nobody kind of knows what it says in the Bible. Like, nobody has any idea of it. And Denzel Washington essentially has the last Bible.
Shit.
Yeah.
He seems a very cool, yeah.
And he essentially trying to bring it into some sort of library, like the last, like a massive
Library of Alexandria or something.
I can't remember the name. I think it was like he's trying to bring it in, and then the people find out what he has, and they're trying to take it from him. Like, all these people, because they know how powerful religion can be.
I wonder who wrote that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So essentially...
Rev. Dot.
So I'm like, yeah, so that's what that film's about. So, yeah, I think we are moving to a point where religion might become obsolete.
I think it's been used to justify too many things that aren't morally okay.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that the evangelists support Trump to the degree that they do is not doing them any favours. I think that the popes are actually quite cute. He's a bit like the Queen. It's a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
I don't mean to patronise the Pope in any way, but I mean, obviously, like, it doesn't help when they elected one that was involved in the Nazis.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's not really helping you, especially given the track record that the church had in World War II. I mean, you know, they're good and bad, but I mean, generally speaking, they didn't exactly stop.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. They
just had a massive brainstorm. They've had a massive brainstorm. So do you think, like, you know how, like, religion, like, has gone down where people no longer go into church anymore, no longer have anything to believe in? Do you think that has a correlation to do with people suffering from, like, depression? Because in the past, like, people used to go to church, people had something to believe in, people actually believed in this, but now we're kind of moving away as a society away from, like, believing in any religion thing. Do you think it's, like, taken away people need to, like, have something to look forward to, have something to, like, believe in? Do you think that played a part into all, like, because, like, we're hearing more and more about people suffering from depression, and I think everybody knows somebody that's affected. Do you think that's something to do with that element of something being taken away from, nothing to look forward to?
In a way, yeah, and also
because the whole idea of like religion, that you be good on this planet and then like you able to go to paradise after you pass.
Yeah, but I think that's also duping people. Yeah, and I think that also it
kind of give you like a good feeling that you're actually.
It's not just that; it's the fact that everyone who wrongs you in life, you know, you have that sort of Schadenfreude about the fact that at least even if they torture you to death, then you're going to go to, then they're going to go to hell. But the reality is that they're not.
Not. I wouldn't say reality they're not. It's the reality is that we don't know.
Well, exactly, and I think
we don't know that for sure.
I think that's the depressing part.
Nothing might happen.
I think that the fact is that at the moment we're increasingly aware of the fact that right now, in fact, we're increasingly generally being taught that we have to focus on the now rather than the past or the future, and a lot of people are less history. But I think that,
so if your life is in like shambles on this like right now,
then you have that hope as a religious person.
But if you're not religious and you have no hope, like you don't believe in religion,
I think that's almost the definition of depression. I think in my experience of depression, and every now and then it does.
Because I know, I know a lot of people that probably found themselves at like rock bottom, probably have turned to religion.
I think there's nothing wrong with turning to that.
There's nothing wrong with doing that, but I'm just saying, like, do you think that because we're moving away from that as a society, that's actually caused like increase in depression?
I don't think that they are 100% correlated, but I think there is that. It's not so much the religion. I think that it's more the sense of community that comes with it and the sense of doing good for a purpose that comes with having religion. I think that it is being part of something that's bigger than you, and I think that also the concept that you are being looked after by this holy power or by somebody bigger than you, and you always have a friend. Yeah, it's that whole like I've got a friend in Jesus thing. So if you take somebody who's heavily religious, they will never be lonely. Yeah, and in the same way that I might dismiss it and say that's irrational, but to be honest with you, I envy the person who is able to be happy in a silent room. Yeah, I can't do that. I have to fucking do something about it. But then I also think that having been through depression, that it's an isolating thing. You want to be. I mean, I found that I simultaneously wanted to be on my own and not interact that much. Yeah. And I'm quite an extreme extrovert, so I would say that for me that's uncharacteristic. I also wanted to. I also felt very lonely at the same time, which is ironic, and it's a juxtaposition. And to me, being lonely is one of the sort of scariest things.
The interesting thing about feeling lonely, sometimes you can be surrounded by people, but also feel like really lonely.
Yeah, you can You can feel isolated in a crowded room very easily. And I think it's surprising because also it's not just about being surrounded by people; it's about being surrounded by people who you feel familiar to, or feel that there's that you have something in common with. So I could be surrounded by people who were speaking a different language, for example, and none of them spoke English, and I'd do my best, but that's me, because I'd do that in any situation. But it would be increasingly desperate and not a comfortable position compared to, say, being at home with my girlfriend or being in this, doing this with you. I feel that being said, though, I think that there are a lot more things that people can do to feel less lonely. For example, I'm not going to sort of self-promote here, but as a cure for depression, but we're having a discussion that people can listen along to and make them feel like part of. And I think that social media does both isolate people and give people who are already physically remote from society a connection. For example, I would never have met my girlfriend if it hadn't been for social media of some sort. Yeah. And I would probably be sitting in a village right now with about sort of 5 friends. I wouldn't be able to talk to you. We wouldn't be able to organise this. We wouldn't be able to do things like that. I think, though, that that's also, though, because I live in an area where it's just mostly old people. I live in a little village where the houses are like well above £500,000 a piece, and it costs like £4.40 for a pint of ordinary. So it's it isn't the same. Yeah. It's not. It's a different world, but it's also one that is both. I mean, it's such a cliche, but it's a hugely connected place. But without that, we have less hope in general, I think. And I think that also as capitalism is driven up and up and up, and that push. I mean, for example, we're recording around Christmas time, and I feel that I've done a good job of being a good boyfriend because I've got my girlfriend various gifts that I think she will have. Okay, so she likes comic books because she's Such a fucking nerd. So I got The Watchmen. I found out, I subtly, I hope, found out that Dr. Manhattan's her favourite Watchmen. I'm hoping it's not because of the big blue dong, but I suspect it might be. Hey, she's a doctor, you know. I'm sure it's professional reasons. So that's how big it can get. Giant.
Tried watching the film. I didn't like it.
Really? Yeah. That's my favourite. It's one of my favourites. Like my favourite. I mean, it's one of those ones you watch twice. But
I watched it in the cinema.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it's just a bit more interesting than everything getting blown up. I mean, obviously everything does get blown up ultimately, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got that. She likes pearls, so I went into Accessorize and bought a load of fake I bought I spent £4 on some fake pearl hair clips because her hair's really thick. She's mixed race. I've got I spent a fair bit on getting her an Amazon Echo. I'm so pissed off because I bought her an Amazon Echo because she keeps walking around her living room going, Siri, ha ha ha, nothing happens. I'm like, well, in about a month. And but the thing is though, the week that I bought it, 2 days later it halved in price because they wanted to sell it for Christmas. So I spent £40 on this fucking thing, went back to do the rest of the shopping, £22. I was so angry. It's like, I was sitting there, like, Mum comes in, it's like, why are you drinking wine at 9:30? I'm like, no, look at the price and I'll look at this receipt. She goes, oh, okay, that's fine. But only one. We're worried about, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I also got her, I made a painting of her and me, we went to this place called Rock and Bonfire, and that was when she said that she was my girlfriend to somebody else, and I was like, you know, like a little milestone moment. And I thought it was quite funny, but I've accidentally drawn myself because I'm shit at drawing. So she looks like a Playmobil with a big ass, and I look like a Sikh warrior because the hat that I drew just looks more and more like a turban. It just looked like, yeah. What else have I done? I've done loads. I got a couple of picture frames with little photos of us, and
you've been busy.
I have been busy. I've had a bit of time on my hands, but I haven't really. I just spent a day shopping, and I was like, "Oh, she'll like that. She'll like that. She'll like that." I spent all my money that I don't have. How about you? What'd you get your girlfriend? Your fiance. We have to be respectful now. I have to use a French word.
Yeah, she told me what to get her. So she wanted.
Very easy.
She wants a new perfume, Armani. So I got that.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, but I also got some new headphones.
That's nice. Yeah. It's quite practical.
Yeah, because she's got these headphones, but they're a bit clunky. So I got headphones a couple of Christmas ago. Dr. Dre Beats, but they broke down. Pretty shit. And then we got a refund on it, and got another pair that broke down. They're not really quality headphones, although they cost over £100.
That's yeah. I think like, we were going to sort of avoid brands, but in that case, I don't think it's the
one that she currently got. We need to actually take it to the Apple Store, and it's just a bit of a faff.
Yeah, and they charge way too much.
And you have to book an appointment as well with the so-called geniuses.
That's just arrogant.
At the Genius Bar, and
they're all what do you think of that whole corporate arrogance thing, by the way?
Oh, fucking annoying.
Why are they saying learn more? I have a huge problem with this. Like, why? Okay, look, if it was a professor saying, look, learn more, come to this session here.
Yeah.
Not fucking learn more. It's like, look at this product. Learn more about this product. It's the creepiest, slimiest piece of shit for language. I don't like the way that some of the language that we have is used anymore. It's just getting a bit weird. Particularly in corporate sort of speak, and it's just creepy.
I've got some JBL headphones.
Sorry, yeah. Those speakers are actually pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to sponsor us, Dr. Dre or JBL,
it'd be nice to get some sponsor.
Yeah, we'd like.
We drink a lot of wine, so send us some wine.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like, hey, we don't have
whiskey, rum.
I'm easy actually.
Yeah.
As in, like, I would absolutely love any. I mean, like, sort of a hug, really. As long as you're not going to stab me in the back and just stab me in the heart, like like it says on the wall. Yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up because obviously we're both tired. And
it's a Tuesday.
Work. And we will have work tomorrow morning. Well, I don't actually, but Marlon's got to go to work, and I've got to get home. So thank you very much for listening. If we've offended you, we do apologise. If we haven't, and you feel, we've made your day a bit better, then that's fantastic. I'm Les Steed, and this is...
Marlon White. This is Off Point at 30.
Thank you.